Hey folks, this is Rhykker with a gaming news wrap-up video where we discuss the happenings of the week. This week's topics include an aRPG that's currently in beta being cancelled, how pay-to-win is Lost Ark, again, Diablo 4's former lead systems designer working on a new game, and more. As always, discussion timestamps can be found in the description below, but right before we skip ahead, just a quick reminder to ring that sub notification bell to be alerted to new Saturday episodes and stay up to date with gaming news highlights. Now, before we move on, just a quick word from this video's sponsor, Distera, which you can check out by following the link in the video description. Distera is an upcoming sci-fi survival game set on a dying Earth. You can play solo or co-op, and you'll run into NPCs as well as other players who may not all be friendly to you. You'll seek out and gather a mineral called terracite that you'll use to build bases and tools with. You'll find all kinds of items and weapons in your scavenging, ranging from modern to high-tech futuristic gear that will help you win battles and survive until the end. You'll find landmarks that you can take control of to gain a strategic advantage over other players by choosing to either accelerate or slow down the Terrifier by the landmark. That's this giant column of flame. Distera will begin closed beta testing on Tuesday, July 6th, and the beta will run for 2 weeks. Click the link below to request access for closed beta testing on the Steam store page and add it to your wishlist. A select number of players who participate in the closed beta and who fill in the post-beta survey will then receive a product code for early access to the game. More details will be announced through the Distera Steam community page and the Distera Discord channel. So if you're into survival games, show Distera some support. In our first story, we got an update this week on The Elder Scrolls 6, the game that was revealed in 2018 and that we've been dying to learn more details about ever since. Well, the update is Bethesda's Todd Howard told The Telegraph that it's, quote, good to think of The Elder Scrolls 6 as still in a design phase. RIP. Bethesda's more immediate big project, Starfield, was also revealed in 2018 and is slated for release in November 2022, and it seems the tech being made for Starfield will help with The Elder Scrolls 6. Howard told The Telegraph, quote, the new Starfield technology, Creation Engine 2, is sort of built for both games. It's like a new tech base. The vast majority of our development work is on Starfield right now, but everybody works on everything, so the projects kind of intertwine. It's good to think of The Elder Scrolls 6 as still being in a design phase, but we're checking the tech. Is this going to handle the things we want to do in the game? Every game will have some new suites of technology, so Elder Scrolls 6 will have some additions onto Creation Engine 2 that the game is going to require. So if I had to guess, I think we're still at least 5 years away from the release of The Elder Scrolls 6. So maybe 2026, meaning 15 years since the release of The Elder Scrolls 5. Seems Bethesda has gotten into a competition with George R.R. Martin over who can make their fan bases wait longer. In other news, some Blizzard veterans have come together to form a new company to make the next great real-time strategy game. Called Uncapped Games, the studio is led by David Kim and Jason Hughes, and the team consists entirely of former Blizzard devs, though that apparently wasn't intentional. Uncapped Games was established by Lightspeed and Quantum Studios, which is a subsidiary of Tencent. And their first game, which will be an action-packed RTS game for PC, will be revealed at a later date. Now, David Kim played a huge part in the ongoing development of StarCraft 2, before becoming Diablo 4's lead system designer. We interviewed him at BlizzCon 2019 over here, and he held that position of lead systems designer on D4 for a few years before moving on to the World of Warcraft team to help push out Shadowlands, and then leaving Blizzard months later. His passion for RTS games was always obvious, not just as a dev, but also as a player, since he was one of the world's top StarCraft 2 players. Now, since Blizzard seems to have abandoned the RTS genre as a whole, I imagine that Kim was trying desperately to find a place where he can be happy in Blizzard, before just accepting that he needed to leave the company to get back to his RTS passions. In a press release, Kim said, quote, making the next great PC real-time strategy has been my goal for almost a decade now. And Lightspeed and Quantum is giving us an awesome shot at making that. Putting together a team of great developers with lots of experience and being backed by the right people who also believe in real-time strategy as much as we do is our first big step in getting there. In an interview with GamesIndustry.biz, he said, quote, I've always wanted to take a shot at another RTS game for a very long time now, maybe close to a decade. I had been reached out to by various people, and I've talked to various companies, but these ones felt like an opportunity of a lifetime for me. If we were going to take a stab at the next great RTS, I thought we needed the right company, the right people within our development team, and we need clearly aligned beliefs in what we're trying to do. One of the things the head of Lightspeed, Jerry Chen, said was, just focus on making a great PC RTS game and don't worry about other factors. The measurement of success is if we have a great game. I'm sure that was a breath of fresh air for Kim, after rumors of increasing pressure within Activision Blizzard to measure success in terms of dollars. As for what they want to execute, Kim describes it as, quote, the most action-packed PC RTS that has the lowest barrier to entry that is still impossible to master. He further said, quote, RTS has been in this place where a lot of the very basic and core fundamental things in the game have not yet been modernized. So it's very difficult to play an RTS. You need hundreds of actions per minute to play a competitive RTS game. So what we want to do is modernize a lot of it and make it so any gamer can play this game. And to play at a competitive level, you don't need to practice the mechanics of it for a decade. You have to be good at the strategy, or countering what you're seeing on the enemy side. We wanted to make a real strategy game, rather than one where who can click the fastest is the best player. Strong words coming from a top player. Now at this point there are so many spin-ups happening with different former StarCraft 2 devs that I think the future of the RTS genre is looking quite bright. We've had a sudden influx of experienced RTS devs unleashed onto the market, and allowed to work now for companies that actually want to make RTS games. I look forward to seeing what the next few years bring to fruition. In some quick last Epoch news, we learned that in the game's next patch, new story content will be added to the game, along with new enemies and new areas to explore. The devs offered this sneak peek, while also stating in a Reddit comment, quote, we are working on improving all aspects of the game, including character models. We will talk more about this pretty soon. As a PSA, Last Epoch is currently 20% off on Steam until July 8th. Onto some Path of Exile news. The devs revealed this week that Ultimatum will not be going core in 3.15. Quote, the short answer is that we won't be making Ultimatum a core mechanic as part of our upcoming 3.15 expansion. However, we do like its content and may bring it back at a later date. In order to do this, it would first need a few improvements. We would want to improve the combat of Ultimatum encounters so that the experience is less overwhelming and more tactical. While we do like things to be challenging, we currently feel that there are too many monsters spawning within the tight space of the circle and too many things going on at once. They wanted to explain how they also want to rebalance Ultimatum rewards, and I think it's totally fine that Ultimatum isn't going core, or at least not right away. The origin of leagues was supposed to be a testing grounds for new mechanics, and part of testing doesn't mean you include everything that you're testing, right? Sometimes there are ideas that it was good to try out. We've learned from this. We've taken lessons. We're not going to implement it, but maybe we're going to revisit it. Maybe we're going to take some of those ideas and put them into a future league to make a future league better. We also got this week the teaser for the upcoming expansion, which will be revealed on July 15th, with the release of July 23rd. There's not a whole lot that I can deduce from the teaser, but the 4 new NPCs we see at the end are certainly interesting. What can you folks deduce from the teaser? Links, as always, in the description. On to our obituaries. Magic Legends will be shutting down on October 31st. Yep, the upcoming free-to-play online aRPG set in the MTG universe that was in beta and planned for release later this year never even made it out of beta before the plug has been pulled. Ouch. I was really shocked to hear this news. The game had problems, for sure, but it's not uncommon for games in beta to have problems. That's what beta's for, right? You get feedback and then you adjust. To have a game cancelled while in beta is quite rare and basically says that either the devs or the publisher did not feel like the game could be salvaged without a degree of investment that they just weren't willing to spend. In their blog post, the devs state, quote, our vision for Magic Legends missed the mark, but we are proud of what we achieved. Thanks to Wizards of the Coast, we got to bring the expansive Magic the Gathering multiverse to a wide audience and explore new angles within the established aRPG genre. We learned several valuable lessons along the way, and we will use them to improve Cryptic's future development efforts. In the FAQ, they clarify that the idea here isn't to take down the beta and rework the game. Quote, "At this time, there are no plans to reinstate Magic Legends in the future." Now, Magic Legends had some interesting and out there ideas that fell flat for some people and suffered from other issues ranging from technical, like lag, and game design, like pace, as well as the monetization model came under fire. I'm sad because I always want to see aRPGs succeed. I want to see the genre as a whole strengthened by solid and varied entries. And I do appreciate that the game tried to do something new in the very established aRPG formula. Better luck next time, I guess. Next, let's continue the never-ending debate, is Lost Ark pay to win? This is a topic I've continued to research by reading breakdowns from experienced players. And I know people argue over what is and what is not the definition of pay to win. So I think I saw a summary that should really clarify for everyone as succinctly as possible what the deal with Lost Ark's monetization is. So, in summary, yes, it is pay to win, but in an inconsequential way. So, to expand on that, yes, you can spend money to speed up your progress or to acquire items that give you a small boost. But pretty much everything is also within the grasp of free-to-play players. The items that you buy with cash can generally also be acquired by free-to-play players relatively easily, and all endgame PvE content is apparently balanced in a free-to-play friendly manner. So a free-to-play player can enjoy the endgame without feeling compelled to spend money. However, if they do so, they will need to run one or more alts or secondary characters to farm up enough materials. If they're just playing one single character, then they will fall behind. So people who pay will reach the endgame quicker than those who don't, but once at the endgame, most of what you can spend money on is said to be either insignificant or also attainable for free. A lot of the long-term Lost Ark players say that it's actually easy to remain a free-to-play player in this game. Now, there's apparently one place in the game where whales can dominate. Whales being people who spend tons of money. And that's just a specific time-gated PvP island where there's no gear equalization like in the other PvP. But it's still irrelevant because everyone who participates in this whale island gets the same prize, regardless of whether you win or you lose. So sure, maybe you'll get stomped by a whale, but he's not winning anything extra over you. So basically, spending money in Lost Ark has diminishing returns, free-to-play players can achieve similar levels as those who spend money, and apparently both free-to-play players and those who spend money all agree that being a whale, that is, spending tons of money, is not a worthwhile strategy in Lost Ark. So what I see this really coming down to is whether or not it bothers you on a psychological level that people can spend money on things in-game that you have to work for. I know for me, the answer is still, yes, it does bother me. I don't want it to, but it does. It's at the back of my mind. That said, I'm still definitely going to give Lost Ark a try, and I hope that I'll be able to enjoy the game and that it won't end up bothering me. Signups for the beta are open. Beta is rumored to start in July, and I look forward to trying the game. On to some Diablo news. The Diablo 4 quarterly update came out this week, and it's all about character art and customization. I've got a full video with a breakdown over here, but let's just say that the team is absolutely nailing the art direction. And the amount of character customization is just looking great. Also, it seems Polygon got a hold of an exclusive screenshot of a male rogue customization not seen anywhere else, and it's also very distinct and has a very unique appearance. Now, the blog stated what to expect from future updates. Quote, "Be sure to stay tuned as we're planning to delve deeper into the topics of sound design and endgame systems later this year." Now, in my video, I initially interpreted this to mean that the Q3 update would include sound design and endgame systems. That would be the one coming in September. But another possible interpretation is that Q3 will be sound design and Q4 will be endgame. Again, we can expect the Q3 update towards the end of September and Q4 towards the end of the year. This week was also the end of testing week. Diablo Immortal's alpha came to a close. Feel free to check out my deep dive feedback video if you haven't. And Diablo 3's PTR for Season 24 also came to a close. If you're wondering what that's all about and what ethereals are in Diablo 3, you can check out this video here. And we also got notice that Season 23 of Diablo 3 ends on July 18th, and while we don't have a start date for Season 24 yet, it's likely to be either July 23rd or July 30th. In other Diablo news, Project Diablo 2 has revealed the start date for Season 3. Titled Domination, Season 3 begins July 23rd, with closed beta running from July 13th through 20th, and open beta from 20th through 21st. Details on ProjectDiablo2.com. And lastly, we also got a new episode of Diablo 2 from Carbot. We've made it to the Chaos Sanctuary. And that's going to wrap up this week's video. But do be sure to have checked out last week's video in which we discussed the rebalance to ethereal items in Diablo 3. Thanks for watching. Special thanks to my Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube supporters for making these videos possible. If you like what you see on this channel and want to support the creation of more content, you can consider pledging on YouTube or Patreon and unlocking behind-the-scenes content, monthly virtual hangouts, and more. If you enjoyed this video, please share it, check out these other videos, and subscribe to join Rhykker's Raiders for more gaming content.